Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Something is brewing in South Florida, and it's not just the humid heat of June. Whispers are growing loud around the NFL rumor mill, and they're pointing to a potential defensive coup by the Miami Dolphins. Could it really be true? Are the Dolphins about to field one of the most terrifying defensive fronts in modern football? Multiple sources, albeit unconfirmed, have indicated that Miami is not only in deep discussions with former Chiefs superstar Chris Jones, but also nearing a blockbuster agreement with the relentless MAXX CROSBY from the Raiders. Let that sink in. Chris Jones and MAXX CROSBY, in aqua and orange, hunting quarterbacks in unison. If these rumors hold water, the Dolphins aren't just retooling their defense, they're preparing to build an unbreakable wall. Some insiders are already calling it the Muro Imbattibile, the unbeatable wall, whether it's fact or fiction. The buzz is impossible to ignore. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for the Dolphins' defense. Miami already boasts a solid defensive unit, with players like Christian Wilkins anchoring the line before his departure, and Jevon Holland holding things down in the secondary. But imagine pairing the brute force of Chris Jones with the relentless motor of MAXX CROSBY, two all-pro caliber players who redefine what it means to pressure the quarterback. Jones brings elite interior disruption, collapsing pockets with ease and demanding double teams every snap. CROSBY, on the other hand, is a relentless edge presence, a nightmare in one-on-one matchups with his speed, length, and stamina. Put them together, and you've got a defensive front that could rival the legendary lines of NFL history. It's the kind of move that turns playoff contenders into Super Bowl favorites. That shifts the power dynamics not just in the AFC East, but across the entire league, of course. Such a monumental shift doesn't happen without a few raised eyebrows. Cap space, locker room dynamics, scheme fit, these are all valid concerns. Miami isn't exactly swimming in extra money after recent extensions and splashy free agent moves. So how do they make this work financially? Word is, the front office has been exploring creative restructures, potentially moving on from high-salary veterans and reworking to Tagovailoa's looming contract extension. And don't forget, the post-Tom Brady AFC East has been a battleground of rising tension. The Jets with Aaron Rodgers, the Bills still in their Josh Allen window, and the Patriots, well, always lurking. If the Dolphins land Jones and CROSBY, they're sending a thunderous message. We're not here to compete, we're here to conquer. Let's not forget the ripple effect a move like this creates. Offense's game planning for Miami would have to make drastic changes. You can't double both Jones and CROSBY without leaving someone exposed, whether it's a linebacker on a tight end or a free rusher up the middle. The pressure alone would force hurried throws, poor decisions, and ultimately, turnovers. Miami's defensive backs would reap the benefits, feasting on errant passes and disrupted routes. It's not just about sacks, it's about total disruption, it's about fear. And make no mistake, a Chris Jones-MAXX CROSBY duo puts fear into offensive coordinators. The moment they look at the schedule, suddenly, the idea of a cold-weather playoff game in Buffalo doesn't seem so daunting. Not when your front four can win games by themselves. But let's take a step back. What would drive players like Jones and CROSBY to consider South Beach? For starters, there's the obvious: lifestyle, weather, and a rapidly rising franchise. But deeper than that, there's a sense that Miami is building something real, something sustainable. Under Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins have cultivated an identity that balances innovation and aggression. The offense, led by speedsters like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, can hang points on anyone. But defense, that's been the missing piece. The rumored addition of Jones and CROSBY would symbolize a strategic shift, a realization that to truly win in January, you need to dominate the trenches. And what better way to do that than with two of the NFL's most feared pass rushers, of course. The Raiders and Chiefs fans aren't exactly taking this news lightly. Even if it's all still speculative, for Kansas City, losing Chris Jones would be seismic. He's been a pillar of their defense, a leader, and a playoff performer unlike any other. The Chiefs have built a dynasty on his back, and letting him walk would sting. Meanwhile, CROSBY has been the heart and soul of the Raiders' defense, a relentless warrior who bleeds silver and black. So why would either man consider leaving? Some say Jones is frustrated with his contract situation and wants a fresh start. CROSBY whispers of behind-the-scenes discontent and a desire to compete for real playoff wins have floated around since the Raiders' latest reset. Miami offers both men a chance to play together, chase a ring, and terrorize the league in sunshine and swagger. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? There's also an interesting historical parallel here. Think back to the fearsome defenses that have defined eras Baltimore. In 2000, Seattle's Legion of Boom, the 1985 Bears. They all had a core identity rooted in pressure and fearlessness. If the Dolphins truly pull off this double signing, they won't just be adding talent, they'll be redefining their identity. For a franchise that has long chased relevance post-Marino, this could be the moment they pivot from good to great. It's the kind of gamble that front offices rarely make, and when they do, it's because they believe the window is now. Tua's rookie contract window is closing. Tyreek Hill isn't getting younger. The time to win is now, and if these moves materialize, it's clear Miami knows it too. Yet, as with all rumors, caution is warranted. There's no official confirmation. No tweets from Schefter or Rappaport. No press release. Just a rising storm of whispers from trusted sources, agent leaks, and locker room gossip. And sometimes, where there's smoke, there's just smoke. But this feels different. The Dolphins have been uncharacteristically quiet this offseason. And some believe it's the calm before the storm, the kind of strategic silence that precedes a franchise-altering move, whether it's both Jones and Crosby, or even just one of them. The implications are massive. Miami wouldn't just be building a defense, they'd be making a statement to the AFC, to the league, to their fans, that they're done being the punchline. It's also worth asking what this means for Miami's young players. Jalen Phillips, for instance, has shown flashes of brilliance but struggled with injuries. Adding to veterans of this caliber might reduce his snaps, but it could also elevate his game. He'd learn from two of the best. Same for younger linemen like Zach Sealer. Iron sharpens iron, and a competitive defensive room breeds greatness. The Dolphins could become a defensive factory overnight, churning out pressure and forcing mistakes in every quarter. And don't discount the cultural impact. Jones and Crosby bring intensity, professionalism, and playoff experience. These are the guys who change locker room standards, who hold teammates accountable, who lead by example. Miami has stars. What they've lacked is that gritty, violent, win-at-all-cost core on defense. This could be it. So here we are on the edge of possibility. Nothing official, no jerseys printed. But the whispers are growing. Chris Jones, MAXX Crosby, South Beach, together. It sounds like a fantasy. It sounds like a Madden roster. But in the ever-unpredictable NFL, these are the moves that shift dynasties, reshape careers, and leave legacies. For now, it's just a rumor, but if you're a Dolphins fan, you might want to start dreaming big. Because if this Murrow and Matibble becomes real, no quarterback in the AFC will sleep easy again. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!